Well, he is known as the greatest quarterback in New York Giants history. Eli Manning is hanging up his cleats, holding a press conference right now at the Quest Diagnostics Training Center in East Rutherford to officially announce his retirement. Let's take a listen in.
The last 16 years, Eli has meant so much to all of us here at the Giants and also to our fans. We all know about the 2 Super Bowl MVPs and all of the great performances on the field. But just as important was the way he conducted himself on and off the field as the consummate professional, always with dignity, always with class. We all have so many memories of Eli, and I just want to quickly mention 2 of mine. I certainly remember the days leading up to the 2004 NFL Draft when I was constantly in and out of Ernie Accorsi's office or on the phone with him, hoping we could pull off that trade with San Diego. And what a trade it turned out to be, probably the best trade in franchise history. Eli became the face of the franchise, a Super Bowl MVP, and as fine a representative as this team has ever had. Ernie, who's here today, I just want to thank you for having the foresight, the patience, and the guts to pull off that trade and help build those Super Bowl teams. I also remember the last game of the 2004 season, Eli's rookie year, when he took us down the field at the end of the game in the closing seconds to beat Dallas. It was the last game my father ever saw, and I can remember walking to the locker room with him afterwards and him saying to me, "I think we found our guy," and how right he was. I want to acknowledge a number of Eli's past and present teammates, a lot of whom are here today, all of whom played a huge part in his career. I can't mention all of you because I know I'll forget somebody, but thank you for being here. And Tom Coughlin, our great coach, who led us to those 2 Super Bowls and who was so instrumental in Eli's success. I also want to acknowledge my partner, Steve Tisch, who wanted desperately to be here today, but is under the weather and was unable to fly. Fortunately, Lori Tisch is here today to represent the Tisch family. Eli, Steve did tell me that he has some movie roles in store for you. You obviously made an impression on him with your fine acting and all those commercials that you did. He specifically mentioned, by the way, co-starring in Equalizer 3 with Denzel Washington. So I guess I missed Equalizer 1 and 2, but I'm sure going to catch number 3 if you're in it. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Olivia and Archie Manning for raising such an outstanding son, and to Abby for being so supportive of Eli for all these years. We would not be standing here today celebrating his great career if not for everything you guys did. And finally, Eli, what more can I say? Thank you for everything you've done for the New York Giants for the last 16 years, for being such a role model for our players, for our fans, and for everything you've done in the community. We have this game ball to present to you, which attempts to list all of your accomplishments. I'm not sure we got them all in there, but you will always be the ultimate Giant, and we would be honored to induct you into our Ring of Honor next season. And please know this, no Giant will ever wear number 10 again.
Good morning, and thanks for coming. This sport has very few real farewells. But as the clock rounded down on our win against the Dolphins this season, I ran to my favorite place in the stadium, the tunnel. I waved to our loyal fans, and then Abby and my kids ran out to meet me. That was my farewell, and a moment I'll cherish forever. There won't be any more tunnel moments for me, and I'll truly miss them. I'll miss standing in the shadows, staring out into the field before a game, surrounded by my teammates, and knowing all the hard work we put in. I'll miss hearing the first roar of the crowd, triggering the knowledge that we had been given one more opportunity to go win a football game. It's impossible to explain the satisfaction, actually the joy I've experienced being a Giant. From the very first moment, I did it my way. I couldn't be someone other than who I am. Undoubtedly, I would have made the fans, the media, even the front office more comfortable if I was a more rah-rah guy. But that's not me. Ultimately, I choose to believe that my teammates and the fans learned to appreciate that. They knew what they got was pure, unadulterated Eli. I don't have any regrets, and I won't look in the rearview mirror. Would we have liked to have won more games or championships? Of course we would have. There were tough times that I learned and grew from, but I always knew the level of effort and sacrifice that my teammates and coaches made. We did all we could do every week. I choose to leave this game with only positive memories. Why harp on the not-so-proud moments? Where's the value in that? If there are going to be endless echoes, choose the good ones. For now, I'll focus on the touchdowns, the wins, celebrations with teammates, family, and friends, and sharing a cold beer in the back of a bus after a big game. I'll remember the OTAs and training camps. I'll remember the special people that make this organization what it is. During the past 16 years, many of the faces have not changed. From the film people, the equipment managers, the community relations department, and those in the cafeteria and the training room. Each of them have become like family to me. I've watched as they've gotten married, and I've seen their kids grow. I'll miss the people, and I'll miss the life experiences that we've shared. I'll remember conversations with coaches, game planning, and meeting rooms. Those are unique memories that I treasure, and ones I'll relive with teammates for decades from now. When you win championships, you have a special, unbreakable bond with teammates. When you see them, you give them a hug, and you hold it just a little bit longer because of that unique connection with those special people. Many became friends that will last a lifetime. I was excited to come to New York. When I make a decision, I'm determined to make it work. Abby and I became active members in our community, whether it's parent volunteers for our kids' sports teams or supporters of local charities like Tackle Kids Cancer, March of Dimes, and Guiding Eyes for the Blind. I don't have a single regret, and ultimately, I think that it worked out for you and for me. We supported our community in the past, today, and since we're going to be sticking around here, we'll continue to support this community in the future. It's rare to have the privilege of playing an entire career with one organization. I'm proud to be one of the few, but even more so that it was as a Giant. There are a few people that I want to thank. Of course, the mayor and the Tisch family. You can be confident that no one has loved and appreciated wearing the Giants uniform more than I have, and that will never change. To Ernie Accorsi, 16 years ago, Ernie made the trade that made me a Giant for life. Thank you so much. To Coach Tom Coughlin, thanks for teaching me the work ethic, the discipline, and the value of team above all else mentality. To Coach Kevin Gilbride, thanks for always having my back and trusting and supporting me through my entire career. And of course, to all my teammates, if I named them all, it would take forever and no one would recognize me if I did. What I will say is that the best thing about playing all these years is the number of teammates that I can call real friends. And of all those friends, I'm lucky enough to have a few that have become as close as brothers. And of course, my family. I don't think I need to make public comments for my family to know how I think about them. But Abby, and to Ava and Lucy and Caroline and Charlie, you are my rock. And to the Giants fans, you are definitely unique, but I love you for that. I'm walking away today feeling like a New Yorker, well, at least a Northeasterner. And that says a lot about a guy from New Orleans who went to Ole Miss. Since I've only been here, I'm biased when I say that the New York Giants are the greatest organization in the NFL in how they treat players, coaches, and personnel. The team's driving commitment to win football games. It's a rarity, but here, team always comes first. It's been an honor to be a part of this family, and I hope that I've represented the organization in the way that you wanted me to from my first day to my last. For most of my life, people have called me easy. Believe me, there is nothing easy about today. Wellington Mara always said, once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant. Thank you so much.
We will now take photos with family and ownership. Okay, will all the players, all former players and current players, please approach the stage? And all former coaches.
we'll get your photo live. Excuse me.
Well, that's like can't leave them home alone.
Well, we have been watching Eli Manning, the greatest quarterback in New York Giants history, announcing his retirement. The 39-year-old is ending his career after 16 seasons in the NFL. He spent his entire professional career with the Giants, a two-time Super Bowl champion, and appeared in 4 Pro Bowls. Aside from reportedly being an obvious choice for NFL Hall of Fame, Manning is known for being an all-around charitable guy. Locally at Hackensack Medical Center, he's the face of the Tackle Kids Cancer Program. He's also raised tens of millions of dollars for the March of Dimes. The Eli Manning Children's Clinic in Mississippi sees over 75,000 kids annually. And Giants president and CEO John Mara announced the team will be officially retiring Eli's number. No Giant will ever wear the number 10 again. And we will have much more on this story coming up. But right now, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back right here on CBSN New York.